We're ready to begin with Nevada. We have student athletes Cameron Oliver, Marcus Marshall, Coach Eric Musselman. Coach, if we can just start with you, some comments on today's game.
Well, obviously it was a tale of two halves, and we played our worst first half since we've been together, and we probably played our best second half since we've been together. I thought the guys did a great job at halftime of keeping their composure because we were struggling. We were searching. But, you know, these guys wanted to play Fresno. And we got on the bus last night from this game, and they were happy that they were getting another chance to play Fresno. So I give them a lot of credit for their approach when we couldn't make a basket and we weren't playing some of our best defense.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with questions for the student athletes.
For both the guys, you guys have been in some tough situations and come back and won, obviously, the New Mexico game, but you came back from 16 at halftime and won one game, 13 in another, 11 in another, 8 in another. How much did those experiences help when you guys were in such a sticky situation at halftime this time around?
I think it helped a lot. Obviously, like Coach said, you know, we did have a bad first half. But at halftime, you know, like you said, we've been in them situations before, and Coach told us just like to buckle down on defense and improve our shot selection. And obviously, we know what was at stake, and obviously the ultimate goal, you know, at the beginning of the year was to be in this situation. So we didn't want to lose an opportunity like this. So we just buckled down on defense and took better shots and came out to win.
I told him at halftime we just got to just have pride. You know, and like I said, we've been in this situation before, you know, so we had our heads down for this one, you know, but we just kind of just remind ourselves we've been in this before, you know, it's another 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a very long time, you know, and we just kept our heads up and eventually got the win.
Over here.
Marcus, Coach obviously talked about, you know, how it was a tale of two halves, no more important for a guy like you. Can you talk about your approach in the second half as far as probably taking the bull by the horns offensively?
Well, I just wanted to come out and be aggressive and take good shots. And, you know, I credit my coaches, you know, for giving me the confidence and my teammates for, you know, finding me in the right spots at the right time. And the ball was dropping for me. And from there, I mean, wasn't much else I could, you know, really do. I mean, like I said, that's my role in this team is to be aggressive and make shots. So I had to come through. Obviously, we was down by 11. And in this type of game and in this type of environment, obviously I got to come through for the team.
Do you have another question?
Cam, I mean, basketball can be a funny game, but how do you guys shoot 23% in the first half and 80 in the second half?
I think you just said it. It's funny, but we just played hard. We just played hard. I mean, we just knew 20 minutes is a long time, you know, and it is incredible that the fact we shot 79%. That's crazy, but at the same time, it's something I know we're capable of, you know, so it's not, we can make shots. I know people can make shots. I know Marcus can make shots. All of us can make shots on this team. It's just a matter of time that they just fall in the basket.
Marcus, Coach mentioned the Fresno State factor. I mean, obviously there was a ton on the line in this game, but I mean, coming against Fresno State based on how the regular season matchups went, I guess how good does that feel to, you know, avenge the only team that beat you guys twice?
It feels great, you know. I think everything's going according to how we want it, you know. Just, you know, for example, just having Utah State, a team that beat us this year, you know, earlier, and then having Fresno, who swept us during the regular season. These are the games that we wanted. And obviously we, you know, came out in the first half and really didn't play too well. But, you know, Fresno's a team that, I mean, we really want to beat. So I'm just glad we came out in the second half and, you know, and picked it up and got the W.
Was there a rah-rah speech at halftime or something? Or, I mean, I guess take us in the locker room during that 15 minutes.
Please don't, Marcus.
Well, Coach just, he just always reads off the stats. You know, he just looked at the paper and reads off the stats, and, you know, he yells, he says what he says. I'd rather not say it now. But, and Cam, you know, being the leader he is, you know, he kind of got fired up in there and told guys, like he said, just take pride. You know, just take pride. Like, this is what we really want, and I think everybody took heed to the message.
Let's go back here.
Let's start with both of you guys, but Cam first. I mean, when you were in the moment of that run, I mean, 25-2, you guys have had some really big spurts of scoring this year, but What was it like to be in the middle of that and the shots just kept falling and you guys put together that comeback?
It was fun. It was really fun. When we hit our shots, and seeing the coach and Coach Musk waving his arms and stuff, it's a fun thing, man. At the end of the day, I just feel basketball, you got to have fun. It just happens, man. But with the 25 run, like I said, the balls is going in the basket for us. We're all capable of doing a lot of great things in this team. And when we do that, it's a fun moment to have.
Over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Marcus.
I mean, it's great, kind of piggybacking on what Cam said. We have so many guys who could put the ball in the hole. So, going into games, that's never our worry is to, who's going to score. Coach always put a lot of emphasis on let's make sure we, focus on the defensive end because, when we get stops, it helps, it helps us get easier buckets. And our offense, mostly every game, is always going to be there. But we just got to focus on not letting other people score buckets so we end up trading off buckets. So we'd rather just get stops at the other end and score on the other end. I feel like that's how we make our runs and get the big leads.
Coach and guys, congratulations. Coach, Fresno might find itself in the position you guys were last year in a CBI or CIT and maybe can make a run. How important is it for the guys who were around last year to have gone through that and drawing upon that now and winning that thing last year?
Yeah, I think that the postseason experience was vital. And when we made the decision to do it, it was because we had a lot of young players. And I thought for Cameron and for Lindsey Drew especially, it was really important. And then even for, juniors like DJ Fenner, I thought it was important. I thought the game against Colorado State, Coach Eustace does such a great job. And they're such a tough team to play and to have it come down to the last day of the regular season. That's just the way the schedule played out. And so I thought that experience helped us as well for a situation like what we were in tonight at halftime.
Are there any other questions for the student athletes?
Yeah, I do actually. For Marcus, you said that you came to Nevada for a chance to play for an NCAA tournament. You guys are on the verge now, one win away. How badly does this locker room want a chance to go to the big dance?
We want it very bad, but just like, the last game, the regular season against Colorado State, we really wanted that game bad too, but we can't let that, get in the way or let us lose focus. Sometimes you could really want something really bad and go out there and kind of just, lose it a little bit. So, going in tomorrow, we're going to approach it like any other game. We're just going to try to play hard for 40 minutes and play as a team and play hard on defense and just live with the results.
Same question for you, Cam. I mean, what does it feel like to be on the verge right now and knowing you're one game away, and how badly does this team and how much badly do they desire to get this?
I think beginning of the season, we set our goals for ourselves as a team, as a whole program. So like Marcus said, we're just approaching like any other game. It's a big game, but at the same time, we got to just make sure we're mature, and take care of business.
Okay, I'll dismiss the student athletes at this time. Thank you, men.
See you guys.
Questions for the coach?
Coach, feeding off what was just asked of the players, how important is tomorrow for this program to take that next step?
Well, I think that, we've had 2 great years. And, Cam said it best. I mean, we want our guys to really enjoy the experience. As a competitor, for it to come down to, to a championship game in the regular season, which we've already experienced, and now in a conference tournament, I mean, it'll be a great atmosphere regardless of who we play. But, we feel like we've fast-tracked where we were going to go in year 2. And so I want the guys to, to watch this game right now and get off their legs, and we'll have a couple meetings tomorrow, and then I want them to go out and have fun and play loose and play free.
Eric, a couple questions if I can. They're playing 9:30 start. You played 7 o'clock. Does that in any way give you a little bit of an advantage going into tomorrow? No matter who you play?
Did it help last year in this tournament?
I wasn't here last year.
I think Fresno played the first game. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't think it matters. It's 2 hours. Our guys are all going to watch it. So they're all going to go to bed about the same time.
You talk about Josh Hall. He's put together back-to-back games here in the tournament pretty well, and he seems to be getting better every day.
I thought that Josh was phenomenal. He hung around the basket because Fresno focused so much on Marcus, and his baskets were critical at critical times. And to see the way that he's matured as a player has been unbelievable, and the trust that we've had in him. He's done a great job of rebounding the ball from a small forward spot. We put him on the opposing team's best offensive player when he goes in a game, and he allows Lindsey Drew to maybe get a blow or a rest, or Lindsey guards somebody else for short stretches. And I thought Josh did a great job helping us out on the press as well.
Over here first.
You guys have had a number of games where you were down at halftime and made these big comebacks. How much did that help in the guys keeping composure and knowing that they didn't have to press in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's a confident locker room. We don't want to get down, but man, we were really struggling to get any rhythm, and we weren't moving the ball. It was one or two passes, and so what we talked about at halftime was just multiple touches, bodies moving, getting the ball to ricochet around the floor a little bit more, and Marcus, I thought he was really unselfish. He obviously had a great offensive night scoring the ball, but I thought his 5 assists were crucial as well.
Back here.
That run you guys had, you guys have been able to score in spurts like that, but maybe not quite like this. Put that 25-2 run or whatever in your perspective.
Well, I think that with us, offensively, everything starts defensively, and so we got stops, and so our defense kind of ignited our offense, and obviously we shot the heck out of the ball from 3 in the second half, and it opened things up for the dribble drive, and because they focused so much attention on Marcus, one of the biggest thing was Marcus getting the ball out of his hands at times, and then once we got in the bonus, we wanted to keep the ball in his hands, and when they trapped or hard showed, we wanted Marcus to really attack their bigs, and I thought he did a great job in that, and that helped him get FTA's free throws attempts.
Right here.
After what San Diego State went through last season, is that a talking point with you, with your team, about don't leave it in the committee's hands?
We just take it one game at a time, and San Diego State, what they did last year to me is, 16-2, what an incredible season. How they didn't make the tournament, I have no idea. I think it's not fair. I've said it before. Our local guys have heard me say it. I was at Arizona State and LSU, and we made the tournament. I thought we had pretty good years. Not like San Diego State had last year, at least in conference, and certainly not the way that I feel about our team right now. But that's the world that we live in. And if you're a Power 5 school and you finish in 5th or 8th, I guess they think that's better than seasons like San Diego State had, and season like we've had. Then that's how it is. Again, I don't think it's fair because I've been on the other side, and I think that once March Madness hits and the NCAA tournament's first game's on Thursday, everybody wants to see the underdog, and everybody's talking about when there's an upset. They're not talking about an 8th-place team in the Big Ten. So I don't agree with the way they roll. I know when I was in the NBA for all the years before I got to college, and you'd be traveling in the NBA, you'd turn a game on, and you want to see an underdog play a Power 5 school. You don't want to see the 8th-place team in the Big Ten and the 6th-place team in the ACC. So, whatever.
Along those lines, do you feel like there's anything that the Mountain West can do at a league level to foster more tournament caliber teams or make the league more viable for multiple bids?
I think the league office and the coaches and the athletic directors, I think we're all searching to try to figure out, I'm the wrong guy to ask because I've only been in the league 2 years and only been in college basketball for 4 years. So, I'm a rookie. We got a lot more experienced people. I can only say what I see playing Division II teams. As a coach, I don't get up for a Division II game. So I think that would help not playing those Division II. But again, some people say that Division II games don't hurt you. So, we have, I don't know, what do we got? How many wins we got, Chris? 27? We have 27 wins all against Division I teams. So to me, that's an incredibly great year so far.
Time for one more question.
Coach, the way you guys ended that first half, I mean, 20% down 11, and then to shoot almost 80% in the second half, the defensive effort. What does that say about your team's resolve to not give in and go away in this game and hang in there?
I mean, we came into the game thinking we were going to win, and even though we struggled, to us it was about defending and rebounding, and we felt like if we got some stops and got some defensive rebounds, and normally we play defensive pick and roll coverages one way. We actually had 3 different coverages. We did not go shoot around today. We had a walkthrough in the ballroom, and it was an extensive walkthrough, and we walked through 3 different coverages because Hopkins has hurt us. And I thought the changing of the pick and rolls really, really helped us. We played the same exact way in the first half in our pick and roll coverages. Then we went to 2 others that we called Plan B and Plan C, and I thought that really helped us in the second half.
Okay, thank you for your time, Coach.
Thanks.
For Fresno State, we have student athlete Paul Watson, Coach Rodney Terry. Coach, if we can just start with you, some thoughts on today's game.
Well, I thought it was a hard-fought game from start to finish. I thought that we got off to obviously a great start and played a really good first half. I thought in the second half we didn't play probably one of our better halves of the year. A lot of things were probably attributed to that in terms of us not taking care of the basketball, some self-inflicted things and stuff, in terms of, giving them an opportunity to get a little momentum. They're kind of a feel-good team, and we gave them an opportunity to feel good about some things down the stretch, and you can't do that this time of year.
Thank you, Coach. Now take questions for our student athlete.
Paul, when you look at the stat sheet, what jumps out is the 62 points and nearly 80% shooting Nevada had in the second half. Do you attribute that to them just getting really hot, or do you think that your defense dropped, or how do you think that went?
Well, they made a run, just like any other team would, being down. But we really didn't bring the same defensive intensity that we did in the first half to the second. We weren't able to sustain the run that they made, so that's definitely what hurt us. Just being able to not be there in the right spots at the right time, and just being intense the whole second half.
Any other questions?
Well, I mean, were you surprised at the sudden turn of events there? I mean, you were kind of dominating the first half, and the second half was completely different.
I wouldn't say surprised, because it's basketball. Basketball's a game of runs, so it was going to happen. It was bound to happen eventually. Unfortunately, we just didn't deal with it the way that we were supposed to, and it ended up hurting us in the second half.
Questions for the coach?
I mean, Rodney, what did you see there in the second half? You think that Nevada was just making shots? I mean, they have the ability to make, really difficult shots, and when they got on a roll, that's what they did. Did you kind of see it as them getting hot, or your defense slacking off?
Well, I thought over our 6-game winning streak, I thought we've done a really good job of staying the course. Even when teams made runs, we didn't flinch. And, again, we had some self-inflicted things in terms of turnovers where we didn't value taking care of the basketball down the stretch and gave them some momentum to have that type of run. We built that 6-game winning streak on getting consecutive stops and being able to execute our offense at a high level. Just like anything in the ebb and flow of the game, they made a few shots, and the next thing you know, now it's a different type of ball game, and we weren't able to get some stops to stop their run.
It looked like Deshaun, was he cramping up there in the second half when he had to exit the game?
Yeah, I think a little bit there down the stretch. He had that issue there and was able to come back and finish out the ball game for us.
Were you really searching for a source of offense to keep pace with Nevada? Because Bryson, he had to go to the bench. He started out hot, and he had to go to the bench. Deshaun was on the bench. It looked like you were really searching for a scorer.
No, we weren't really searching. I mean, we knew where we wanted to put the ball. We 42 points in the paint tonight. We had 18 at the half, so we wanted the ball inside. They couldn't deal with us inside, you know. And so when we executed and got the ball in there, we got exactly what we wanted. So we weren't really searching. We knew where we wanted to put the ball. We wanted to play inside out, and when we did that, we were very effective against them.
And what are you hoping for now, Coach? A NIT berth?
Well, I mean, you know, obviously it's out of our control right now. You can control, obviously, when you're playing and where you stack up. You know, we obviously feel like we've earned an opportunity for postseason play. We've been in the CBI before and done that, and you know, came up short in terms of winning a championship in that area. And I thought it helped a lot of our young players grow and put us on the stage we were on last year. You know, we got a chance to be in the NCAA tournament, you know. So we're going to continue to have some type of postseason. We're excited about another opportunity because we still have young players in our program that'll be coming back next year that'll continue to grow and had a chance to grow up tonight. They had to grow up tonight on the main stage tonight, and they'll be better for it moving forward. So, yes, I don't know where that's going to lead us in terms of postseason play, but we're going to be excited about an opportunity to continue playing.
Paul, did they switch their defense on you in the second half?
You know, I really didn't see any difference. They switched a little bit, but you know, that was the only change they may have made in the second half.
You know, you had 12 points in the first half, but it took you a little while to get going in the second. Were you looking to get involved offensively in the second half, or just kind of letting the game flow?
Just trying to stay aggressive. You know, I was a little hot going into the second half, but you know, just trying to find a rhythm. It took me a little while to get going, but you know, that was the biggest thing. Just trying to take the right shot. You know, trying not to force anything, and you know, when the opportunity comes, be ready to take advantage of it.
Over here.
Coach, the closing statement we got from Nevada's coach was that they switched their defense on pick and roll in the second half. Was that something you felt contributed to the turnovers you mentioned earlier?
I don't think they switched their defense there. I mean, they were still playing the hard hedge the whole time, you know. And again, you know, our whole deal was to attack top leg and try to pick up a foul if we could on the big fella, you know. And there were opportunities to be able to do that, you know. And you know, we still got the ball where we wanted it to, inside out. So, you know, I don't think they really switched what they were trying to do. I mean, early in the game, they tried to come out and, you know, mark it up a little bit in terms of, you know, making us play a little faster in terms of trying to get the ball out of our guys' hands. So, you know, we couldn't get into a set, but they got out of that pretty early because we made some shots and scored behind it. But I don't think that there was that much of an adjustment there in the second half. Not me personally. I'd have to go back and look at the tape, but I don't think so.
And as far as postseason goes, you came in with the 3 veteran seniors, and you've had a freshman and sophomore emerge. How important do you think their contributions have been, and what a postseason of any sort would do to help them going forward?
We got a good young team coming back. We're going to be really good again next year. So I'm excited about, you know, how we were able to finish out the season this year with our older players, Paul Watson and Cullen Russo and Karachi, when he got a chance to do some things for us in terms of their leadership. Those guys have played in a lot of big games, been on a lot of big stages, and really helped move our program in another direction. But our young guys have emerged as well. And I think having an opportunity to play in postseason where it's one and done gives them, you know, more growth, you know, from what we had tonight. A lot of those guys had to grow up tonight, freshmen out there doing big things and having to learn. It's a grown man's game this time of year. And, you know, Deshaun's doing what he did over the course of the latter part of the season. And, you know, JT and Jerron, those guys, all those guys are growing up, man. They're going to get a chance to come back and hopefully be hungry for a really good run next year.
Okay, thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Thanks.